Welcome to the DJ Insider Podcast, sponsored by Amplified Events.
It's the only podcast where we break down insider information from our weddings, experiences, and advice from over 15 years in the wedding industry.
We're your hosts. I'm Mike Kane, owner of Amplified Events.
And I'm Chris Zart, general manager of Amplified Events.
Let's get into it.
Hello.
Yeah.
What's poppin'?
Dude, we're almost done with August. And so, yeah, we're more than halfway through the year. Things are clicking. Things are moving. We just hit 75-star reviews for the year, which is
nice.
Freaking awesome. That means 70 of our couples were like thrilled with our experience with us.
Yeah, that's huge.
I just did 2 gigs last weekend. I had a wedding on Friday at Stack's Rooftop, which was like really fun working with
cool.
Becca and her team over at Stack's Restaurant and Bar.
I can see the rooftop from my apartment, so I'm like always curious. Like,
dude,
when I see something going on.
It was a rager. It was a pilot and a flight attendant getting married.
Oh, cool.
And Lee and Kelly, they were a super cool couple, super fun.
That's how they met, I'm assuming. Then,
I think so. They met on a plane, I think.
That's cool.
But they partied, they danced, they had a great time. Everybody was super fun, chill. The only thing that was tough, because we're on that rooftop, it's open air, and we're doing speeches, and they're setting up for Brewfest, which was in the park right next door. And I think the band was like doing warm-ups. So the band is like playing and so we're kind of competing with that for speeches. But it's nice. We had our speakers set up and then we ran through their house system there at Stack's on the roof. And nice. I think you could hear everything.
That's cool.
It was a little bit of competition, but it wasn't too bad. And the rest of the night was just party rager. It was so fun. And then Saturday had a 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh, nice.
So Jim and Martha, super sweet, super kind.
50 is a big one.
Yeah, it was like 50 years. That's crazy. 1974. And it was to the day. They got married August.
Really cool.
Yeah, 24th,
Even
1974. Yeah, it was super cool. So yeah, they had good. It was fun. It was kind of family friends, more low key, but they love to dance. And so we just had some fun songs and stuff for them. But and then, yeah, we connected with Gina, who's a new kind of coordinator, planner over at Trinity Banquet Hall. So that was really fun. And, yeah, tell me about, did you had a wedding or 2 or 1? Or?
Just one, yeah. I was at Journeyman in Valpo. It was actually my first wedding working there. I think we talked previously of, we did some company parties there over the winter, which was fun to get familiar with the space. It was really nice kind of knowing what I was going into first before I did a wedding. But no, I had a really good time. I liked the setup in there. It was very similar to like Warren Hall in their Michigan location, like kind of how they laid out the room and the tables and everything. But yeah, it was a fun couple. They were a little younger, a few years younger than me. A lot of energy in the room. Super pretty. It was like warmer. I was thankful that I thought in my head that ceremony was outside for some reason, but everything was inside, so that was nice. It was a really hot day on Saturday, so no one really went outside too much, but everyone was on the floor throughout pretty much the whole night. So a detail that I really liked is they were like high school sweethearts, which like so am I. So I really related to that. But on their table numbers, they did they had 24 tables in total, and they were both 24 years old as far as I could tell. And they had each table number be like, this is us when we were 1. And then they went through all of their ages. And it was a picture of like whatever they were doing. And it kind of went like, you could see up until like 15 or 16, it was just pictures of them. And then it started to be pictures of them together at like homecoming and prom, and then going to college and then graduating college together. So it was just cool to like each table had their whole like little life story. So I don't know. I thought that was like a fun. People always do these little tiny things that make their wedding days different. Every wedding day is very similar, but like there's always these like small details that can, make it a little different. So I thought that was a little cute thing that they did.
I like that, like a little flourish.
Yeah. And I didn't even really notice it right away. But some people will put pictures on their table numbers just of themselves. But I like walked up to it and said, this is us when we were, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, no, that was cool to see. And then, yeah, it was a pretty big range of music throughout the night. This is one that I like. The group and the couple were a little bit younger, that I had some more like very modern music, which
cutting edge stuff.
Yes.
This music fell off the back of a truck from the factory.
I'm still like back and forth on some newer music, especially like newer rap and stuff. Some of it's just not as danceable. And there was a crowd that it did work for, but it didn't really work for everybody. And but there was a good enough mix of music that there was stuff that like everyone loved and kept that floor full. But I don't know. We always go back and forth and wrestle with this idea of what's more important for like just the couple to hear their music. And I know this is kind of on them too, of like, do they want to just hear their music or do they want like a full pack dance for the whole time?
Yeah.
And we always kind of wrestle with this of like, what's more important, like playing that one obscure song that the bride and groom really loves, which is going to kill the dance floor. That always like stinks, but they're also really happy. So it's kind of like double-edged sword. I don't know.
Yeah, that's so funny that you bring that up because that was going to be my conversation topic for today.
Oh, perfect.
Like, what I start to ask couples in my planning meeting with them is, do you want your music played or do you want your guests to have a good time and dance?
Right.
I don't say it that way because
it sounds a little like
I don't want, like it's implying that they have bad taste and that their guests won't dance. And so what I say is like, look, my priorities are to play the stuff you love and also play the stuff that your guests are responding to. Just because you love it doesn't mean the guests are going to love it. But just because the guests don't love it doesn't mean it's bad. It's what it is. In my experience, there's certain types of songs, certain songs that hit really well at weddings. And those are going to be, honestly, mostly familiar things. People I always say they're not ready for the future. A wedding is not a good time to introduce people to a new artist. It's not a good time to like drop the latest track. Do that at home, do that at a party, do that at any other place than your wedding. Wedding, people are there to make memories, and the easiest way to do that is to be nostalgic and to feel comfortable in creating that social environment of dancing. And so, so I kind of do my best to kind of work and teach couples about that. Like, it's a wedding, so maybe like, Pop Smoke, T Grizzly, that may not hit with your crowd because we got like 50 grandmas out there.
Yes.
Or most of your group, you say, is from Texas, and you have no country on your, like they're going to be requesting country music. Like most of the people are probably going to be wanting that, either slow or fast or whatever. So this is not like it's that kind of a thing. And so I don't know. It's the kind of the question is the customer's always right.
Yeah, true. I think there are times where if they know their guests well enough, it works. Like I did 2 weddings back to back this year. And they both had like pretty much the same dance floor playlist. It was really hard rap, like you were saying, like Pop Smoke. It was Kendrick. It was really hard stuff, and not stuff that's normally like fully danceable, especially being played back to back. It's kind of like really intense, and it can be energy consuming. But the right crowd, I've seen it work for. I did these 2 weddings where one, they were like, "We love this." That was the whole list. They were like, "We put a lot of work into our playlist. Pretty much only stick to our playlist." Yeah. I did that. Pretty much only them and the bridal party knew the music and danced to it. Everyone else, nothing. The next day, like same playlist, everybody was out there, but they all were down with that. Yeah. Like that type of music, like 80% of the people there were down with it. There was other stuff too that I mixed in for everyone else, but like, if you know your crowd, it's fine. Yeah. I should say it's fine regardless. But of course, if you want a good dance floor, if you know your crowd, that's fine to do that of stuff that like is not in the norm, I guess you would say, of like danceable music. But yeah, I see that a lot with those like couples who are like, we're big EDM fans. We go to festivals all the time. And I was like, okay, that's great music. Like that's a lot of fun. That's easy to mix. That's danceable stuff. Mm-hmm. And I got into this conversation with my wife in the car the other day about beats per minute and ranges and stuff. And she came up with like, she loves anything in that 125 to 135 beats per minute range. And so she had Spotify make her a playlist. And we were listening to it. And like, she didn't know most of the songs. I knew a lot of them. But she was like, why do these songs suck? And I was like, because a computer built that playlist. Only off of BPM, too.
That's it. I was like, and these songs, they should be good, but you don't feel anything. It's all recycled. There's no soul behind it. There's no feeling behind the music. It has no meaning. Yeah. And so it's just regargled, recycled, whatever. And it's a lot of like more modern stuff that has been sampled old stuff, but it feels wrong. It feels cheap. And I have no emotional connection to it. And that's why I don't really enjoy listening to it and why I'm not dancing to it in the car, because it's like, she's like, do you think Ava Max is going to be, I was like, I don't play her stuff at weddings now. Like she's fine. She's an artist. Like that's what she was talking about this yesterday that like, do you think Ava Max is good? And I go, well, good. How? What do you mean? And I go, good as in, yeah, she sells music. That's her job, right?
Yeah.
And that she's on key and her stuff sounds poppy and nice, but wrong in that it's all commercialized. It's all been put through that grinder, and it comes out feeling soulless. You don't really feel anything listening to that. So that's why it doesn't hit at a wedding. People have no memories of it. They have no feelings towards it. And the song itself is soulless because it was written in a laboratory on a computer, not actually a struggling artist who, is writing about their feelings. They're just trying to do a pop hit that will sell.
Right. It's also
Totally different approach to making music.
right. And being the age that like most of our couples are at, like we're assuming they've already been through, high school, college, like they're adults now. That's like the majority of our couples, or even a little bit older than that. So, I mean, music, like food and whatever, it's tied to memories. Like
Yes.
when you smell, hear, taste something, whatever, it's you get like a flashback to that. So like, yeah, certain music that we play brings you back to middle school, to high school, to that college party you're at, which is why it like you play like Yeah by Usher and everyone's like, oh, because they're like, yes.
They have so many
like,
party epic memories.
Nostalgia unlocked in your brain. But you play, some one hit wonder, like mumble rapper. Like,
Sure.
It's just, there's no, like you said, there's no emotion tied to it. There's no memory or anything like that.
No feelings behind it. Like the more modern the stuff is, I'm sure that there's people making really soulful, good stuff today. I'm like, well, do I play it at weddings? Because the reason you play songs at weddings is they have such a cultural impact that everybody has feelings about that song. And that's why you enjoy it at a wedding. Bruno Mars will be playing his stuff for years. Ed Sheeran will be playing his stuff for years at weddings. People feel things when they hear those songs. Trying to think of a modern artist that we probably will never. Ava Max, we probably will.
Well, that's the thing
Probably
is,
never play her stuff regularly at weddings. And 10 years from now, people, Ava who? It'll be that. And I don't want to down on people who love Ava Max. She's commercially great. If you like her stuff, fantastic. That's not appropriate in my experience for most weddings because people don't. She's got that song Psycho. That's a good intro song.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but it's psycho.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're living in a time where music can come out so fast.
quick.
And everyone has access to make music now, like more than they ever have before. So
there's so many AI tools and desktops that you can just.
Yeah. And the way that it's
plug
being
in this
released,
DAW,
like we
you
don't
can-
have CDs being released. Like you can have everything on a streaming platform so quick. There's no like hype between like there's new albums coming out from this art. I don't know. It just hits differently now than it used to.
That's not to say you can't write something, but to me, there's a lot of challenges. You're not suffering for the art anymore.
Yeah.
Now you're suffering for commercial success, which
Yeah.
is a different goal. And so the music sounds like that's the goal. Man, I was like, this is a tight. Now we're going to go into a build, and now we're going to drop, and then there's going to be another verse and a breakdown, and it's all the expected stuff. And wow, this hits. It doesn't.
Right. There's a John Mulaney joke that talks about like every new pop song is about how tonight is the night and it's the only night that we have left. It's like I want a song for middle-aged people that's like, no, we're not going out tonight. It's not happening. I've just butchered the joke.
How
probably,
about
but,
next Thursday?
it's
No?
just-
Okay. How about we never see each other and it's totally fine? 6 months from now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's and this is what I'm always wondering. Every year that people become obsessed with a song, and there's always a balance. Like this year, halfway through the year, everyone's, I get at least a guess per wedding. Can you play Sabrina Carpenter?
Sure.
And I'm like, yes, I know this song is getting popular, but like, does everyone else? And there was times where I played it and it hit great.
Sure.
There's other times where like people still did not know it enough yet.
Yes.
And then I'm wondering, I'm like, how long does Espresso, Please, 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 those songs, how long is that going to stick around? Because I remember 2-3 years ago, like Lizzo every wedding, and that's like hardly the case now.
Yeah. Well, now we hate her. We don't.
Well,
like
yeah,
her.
I know there's
She's
some
canceled or
controversy and
whatever,
stuff,
yeah.
but other than that, you know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
this is every year. I mean, I played. I remember playing WAP for like a year straight.
Sure.
And then that is a very rare thing now. People are like, yeah, we're done. We're
Yeah,
close.
Cardinal Bird, she's out.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm always just wondering, like, okay, the song came out, it's great. How long are you really gonna last? I'm not too sure. We'll see. I don't know. It's just I keep coming back to the same type of music, and there's got to be a reason for that. But we'll see. I'm really curious what weddings are gonna look like 20 years from now.
Yeah.
With the music, are we still playing the same stuff we are now? Is that
I think so.
gonna change?
I think we'll slowly start to fade. Like I haven't done like this past Saturday. I played a ton of like stuff from the 60s that I hadn't played in years, like Rock and Robin. Like if you like that kind, there's just kind of doo-wop, that kind of stuff that I just haven't played in forever because it's just not what couples want. And we've aged out of that. It's not that it's bad. It's just, it's not what the cultural zeitgeist is focused on anymore. And so it's becoming rarer and rarer. But there's families who love that kind of stuff. Yeah, give me some Van Morrison, some Brown Eyed Girl. Okay. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing, especially because it's like we're kind of stuck in the middle where the customers are paying us and we want to hear our stuff. It's our wedding. Okay. It should feel like you. And so we try it. We really do. I feel like as a company, listen and take that seriously. We don't just ignore what they want. We actually download, purchase all the music.
I mean, this last one I did, I played a lot of like my normal stuff. I had a lot of good mixes of packed dance for it. And then we straight up played like The Greatest Showman, like a song for that, and it was like crazy sing along for a few bridesmaids and bride. I love seeing that stuff. And it's fun to see like, oh, you have like an emotional tie to this. And like, I could tell like, wow, this bride loves musicals. Like you, my wife would be good friends like right away. Like I love seeing that. It's cool having those unique moments and it changes it up of like, I didn't have my last wedding, I didn't play The Greatest Showman or Mamma Mia 2 or, so I don't know. It's fun to see that, but all about keeping the balance. That's like probably one of the hardest parts of our job is just having that balance between dance floor and our couple's needs and wants.
Yeah, and being adaptable. On Friday, this guy came up 3 or 4 times. He wanted this song about God Bless Texas or something. I understand why he wanted it. But we had just kind of moved beyond that type of music. And I was like, look, it's a good song. I'm not going to. But we were playing like hip hop and stuff. So then he went to the bride and the bride's like, can you play it? I was like, absolutely. Like, I ran out of time to hit that. Where we were moving at that portion of the night, we were partying pretty hard. But she's like, a lot of people here from Texas. I was like, I was born in Texas. Lone Star till I die. I'm fine. I will play that song. I'll play it next. And I did. And it did. It hit big. People enjoyed it. They sang along and stuff. And then, we had somebody requested, they're from West Virginia, and they wanted Country Roads. So it was perfect. We kind of went into
John
that.
Denver? Or, yeah.
But there's a lot of feelings that people have about that song. That's why it hits, But it's always interesting to me when the best weddings, like, they know the crowd. They know their stuff, and they're like, here's the stuff we think our guests will like and we like. And I like even too when they'll separate that. Like my couple this weekend, they're like, here's all the songs the guests requested. Then like, here's our stuff. I'm like, do what you will. Use your best judgment. We just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
So that's the coolest thing is when they like, we trust you. Just here's some ideas.
I love when it's just a balanced collaboration. Like, here's some stuff we love, but you do your thing after that.
Yeah. But sometimes they can really tie your hands where it's like, we have 150 don't play songs.
Some ones like that, yeah.
Pretty much anything our guests will request that they want to hear, we don't want you to play.
Well, and this is one that I've had happen. I think it was just one time this year, but it created a lot of awkward moments throughout the night. On paper, it sounds like a good idea. So the couple sent out with their wedding invite, what song do you want heard at the wedding? And then when we had the meeting, they were like, we sent this out to everybody. We got the music back. The ones we liked, we put on the list. The ones we didn't like, we put on the do not playlist. So what was nice about that is they got an idea of what their guests liked. Mm-hmm. So we know.
And then they pre-filtered
songs.
They pre-filtered that for their taste.
Yes. So then we know a lot of these songs that I'm playing, it will make someone happy out there.
Yes.
Great idea on paper. The problem with that is that the guests do not know that the song they were sending in gets thrown on the do not playlist.
Yeah.
So when I have guests coming up to me, and this happened, I had like 10 times where someone came up. Oh, we sent our song in. You're going to play it. Because they're like, it's on your list.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
it's how it works.
You're on the part of the list that you don't know about, which is absolutely do not play this song. I'm fired. And then I can't. And I mean, it was like the first one came up and I was about to be like, oh, that's actually on there. Do not. But then they said to me, oh, we requested that song on our invite. And I was like, oh, that's awkward. It's very awkward.
Yeah, it's so funny when they do that because they really think it works that way. Like it's almost like a childlike wonderment or an entitlement. No, I request it, so I get it.
I do see where they're coming from, though. Of like, if I was a guest and it's like, oh, do you want to hear a song at the wedding? Put it down. And then I'm expecting automatically, not knowing what a DJ's job is, that like,
Sure.
I gave them that song, they're going to play it.
It recommends, it speaks to like an ignorance about the work we do.
Right.
You know, but I almost want to sit them down, like in the middle, like, come on, sit down. Sport, your song's not getting played tonight.
It's
you know?
like, I'm just being honest here.
I know you wanted to hear it.
Did you really think that everyone in this room really wants to hear Avenged Sevenfold right now?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Come on, so go ahead, sit down, Sport. Have a seat.
There are times where I'm like, I really wish I could have a solid few minutes to explain to you why I'm not playing your song, and then maybe you can understand, but you probably still won't. I'd love to do that.
No job is going to do that. No professional. The cook is not going to take you in the back and teach you how they're cooking your steak. You know, it's just not. There's not time. It's inappropriate. Now, if you want to take a cooking class, if you want to work for them, if you reach out and you schedule that time, that's a different story. Any guest wants to like.
There's guests I've wanted to hire. You've known that.
Right?
Good
And
song selection.
That's right. And there's ones if they reached out and they actually wanted to understand my job, I would be delighted to go out to lunch and explain. Right? Or they can listen to this podcast, right? I'm thinking about you, all the people who aren't listening.
Let's just every wedding we'll send out to all the guests, like mandatory, you have to listen to these episodes before attending a wedding.
I'm not going to answer any questions. Just read this. Like those people who are really tall have those little cards they hand to people when everyone's like, wow, how tall are you?
Yes, the weather's nice up here.
Yes,
like,
yeah. The common stupid things that people say to them just to save time, they hand them the card.
Yes, I do run into a lot of
Michael J. Fox is nice, you know. Like I guess the guy who played Buzz has a ton of that.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because it's just people always, you know. He just gave out cards because he got so tired of answering all the same questions all the time.
That is funny though.
We should do that. Maybe have a little sign, like not taking requests. Not, you know. I don't know. I don't want to be rude. Like, and
that's what I'm saying. It's hard to not come across as rude. Like it's not, and that's we said it before. There's not any malicious reason why I'm not
trying to do our job.
Even if like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, no, I'm not playing that song, and I like the song a lot. It's not that I don't like.
I usually
song.
tell them that that's a great song, but I can't play it tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Because it's on the don't play, or because people aren't going to dance to that. My experience, people aren't going to dance to that, and I want to get people dancing because we're here to celebrate. It's about them. It's about their wedding.
It's kind of the like you would think that people have a little more awareness. Have you seen those videos of like people that make like a candy bowl together? You bring your own candy. Have you seen this at all?
No.
It's kind of dumb. This has been like a weird trend I've seen lately of like we're having a party and it's like bring your own candy. But the point is you all mix similar candies together in the bowl that would go together. So if someone does Skittles, you could do Sour Patch Kids. You wouldn't do Skittles and M&Ms though, right? Like that would be like
those would clash.
Yeah.
You got your sweet and your chocolate.
So if we're playing Uptown Funk, we're not going to play Nickelback next, right? Like,
throw some gummy bears on it.
Right.
It's like people at a Sunday bar and they're like, oh, wait, no Oreo, no gummy, no, yeah.
Like
fresh cut fruit.
Indecisive child.
Kiwi,
like, yeah. But I'm just saying that like most people know the vibe. So it is kind of jarring when it's that one person that's like, they just are not getting it. Dude,
somebody for this weekend on the guest request list requested The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. And I was like, it's clearly a joke. But maybe it's not. I don't know. But I have it. Like, but it's my wife. She always requests that, like as a joke. You know.
Is this like a jazz song? I'm
assuming, no, it's like a folk song about. It's about a shipwreck. It's about a shipwreck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like an old like
a sea chanty kind of like.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm telling about the story of this ship that sank. You know.
Okay.
Or the wrecked it. But anyway, so what she does is, you know how you go to like a bar or restaurant and there's like a touch tunes where you can like carry it. So if I'm out at like Inman's and I'm playing pool, she knows I'm there. She'll request that and play it at the bar from home.
You can do that like through your phone.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah, she'll play it next. And so occasionally I'll be in a restaurant and I'll hear that, and I think it's Ashley playing The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is so funny to me. But not a wedding song, not a dance song, It's not. It shouldn't be played in bars. Like it's not a.
Why is that on the jukebox? Like that's take that off. This shouldn't be in the mix.
But there's a few songs I'm like, Ashley. I think it's so funny. It's kind of our inside joke thing.
It's like a good Rick roll kind of.
Yeah, that's what she does. That's what she does. So, and she's done it several times when you and I have been out. I don't think you always notice. I didn't always notice, but it's always
We queued up Tom Jones. It's not a usual 18.
Yes.
I'm going 2 for 2 John Mulaney jokes in this podcast. We can keep it going if you want. I don't. No, that's really good though. Yeah, I just wish people would get the vibe more.
Well, and the whole goal, understand our job, what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and understand that it's not really about them. It's not
about us.
It's not even about us. Yeah, we're trying to throw a good thing for the couple and to get the most people dancing possible for the most amount of time possible.
Yeah.
And we've learned the things that interrupt that are songs that are jarring that nobody knows. So big changes in energy, like slow or fast, big genre changes that people won't accept. Whether, and then of course, like flow, like you can't just stop. Like you have to have continuous flow of music. It's more natural. It's like when you're running and all of a sudden there's a stoplight and you have to stop.
Yeah.
That is so jarring when you're working out.
You're like awkwardly jogging in
You're
place.
like, I'm going to do 5 miles and I'm on mile 4.5 and I have to stop. That's really hard on you. And that's the same thing with dancing. When you switch up the energy, when you kill that energy, or when you stop the music, go dead air, it kills your dance floor. Murders it.
Yeah.
And like actual murder, I think people should go to prison when they kill the dance floor. Okay, we'll play your song, but if people don't dance, you're going to be arrested.
Believe it or not, jail.
Jail, straight to jail. It's a crime to kill this party.
Believe it or not, killing the dance floor, jail.
It's a misdemeanor. It's a felony, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. It's going on your permanent record. And then we have to do background checks on all the crowd when they come up to request a song.
Bad request. Also, believe it or not, jail.
It's like you requested the record that Emmett Fitzgerald a few months ago at a wedding, and it did not hit.
Also jail.
That's pending. Well, it's on my paper, but yeah, I don't know. It's we just want to throw a great party for people, and we want people to have fun. The most people, but not everybody's going to have fun. Especially people who are like, no, let's make it about me. So, yeah, that's all I got this weekend. You've got one,
back at
two.
Valpo Journeyman. Very
Nice.
excited. Yeah, outdoor ceremony, so I get to check out that space.
Beautiful. Is that going to be upstairs or down in the courtyard?
So I'm now, I believe it's in the courtyard for outside for ceremony, and then I was in, I believe,
East-west. East is close to us. West is furthest from us.
I was in the east room. I'm going to be in the west room.
West
I believe.
room.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Campbell's facing north, and then
Yep.
yeah. So that'll be nice. I get to check out both spaces now. I get to try out their ceremony space outdoors. So yeah, it's just really nice that I got the next 2 weeks
Back to back,
just
baby.
getting nice and familiar, and also 30 seconds from my apartment, which is great.
That is fantastic.
I love it.
I'll be at Blissful Barn.
I haven't
Yokes.
been there in a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, we were there last 2023 May.
Okay.
It was the last time you and I were there for that photographer, Alicia Marie.
Yeah. Oh, that's
her
right.
wedding. It was fantastic. That was so fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot they had the weird they had like a Roomba that trimmed the grass. Do you remember that at all?
No,
Really strange.
They had like a remote control
lawnmower,
car that was
Roomba. Like it just was automatic. And I was talking to the guy and he was saying, he's like, yeah, it's just exhausting to mow it. And he's like, this was like a few thousand, but he's like, it takes a while, but he's like, it's been great.
That's awesome.
I've never seen anything like it because I just saw this thing like driving on the grass. It was just like this big.
It's like your dream as a kid when you're like, can I just do a remote control and sit back
Right?
and have a glass of iced tea and eat some grapes? And
I think it was like automatic. There's not even like a remote. Like it was
even
literally, it like roamed the property like a Roomba. Like, and it just knew the property lines. I think he said like you have to install like underground, kind of like for like a dog's collar.
to tell this
kinda.
is the perimeter. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
knows, maps it out, but then it
was-
just takes care of it.
So weird to see though. I was like, oh, I
Does it then go to like its little home, like its charging home or whatever? Or is
I
it
would
gas
guess.
powered?
It seemed like it was electric. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
But, and then, yeah, he's like, you just always keep it running. And it's just, yeah. For like
Dude.
not a big lawn, that seems like that would be like great.
That's the
just
move.
throw that on.
Okay. I like that. That's
Yep.
not a bad idea. But yeah, it's a beautiful place. I'll have to, hopefully I get there and there's still mowing. I want to check that out. Now I'm really excited. I want to see the mower.
This wedding, it's an excuse to see the
Mr.
mower.
Blissful, can we see your mower, please? No, but I think it's going to be a really fun party. Cool couple and pretty chill. And we're going to do all of the things. It's going to be like monogram, vinyl, dancing, lighting, ceremony. Should be really good.
And then not wedding related, but I wanted to go, but we play him a lot at our wedding, so I need to bring him up. My wife and her sister getting bald caps, dressing up, and going to see Pitbull this Sunday.
That's awesome.
Mr. Worldwide. So
Yes, Mr. Steal Yo Girl.
yep. So jealous of that.
Dude,
But
make money twice.
I just ordered the bald caps.
That
off
is so
Amazon.
cool, dude. Oh, I'm so jealous. That's fun. That's this weekend?
This Sunday.
Nice.
She's going down to Indy.
Oh, that'll be so
I
fun.
think they got it for like $50. I was thinking about going. I think they're like 120 or 30 per ticket. I could make it work, but I'm just Mr. Worldwide's gonna have to wait for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see him in the next city.
I like that. Just to steal your girl.
Yep. All right.
All right, yeah. I guess we will see you guys at your wedding, and we'll see you next week.
See you on the dance floor.
All right, see you.